Last year, a woman in Ohio bought an eyeshadow palette for her daughter's birthday. 3 weeks later, her daughter had a rash spreading across both eyelids and was being tested for chemical burns. That store is still selling makeup, and here are 6 more that you need to know before buying makeup. Shein moved from fast fashion into beauty, and the speed of that expansion created immediate, documented problems. In 2021, CBC Marketplace tested a range of Shein products and found lead levels in some items at more than 5 times the legal limit in Canada. The Korean government separately found lead, cadmium, and phthalates in Shein products exceeding their national safety thresholds. Shein beauty supply chains run through thousands of small manufacturers, many with no verifiable quality control. Products go from manufacturer to listing to your door in days, with no centralized safety review at any point. The FDA doesn't inspect imported cosmetics before they enter the country. It only acts after complaints are already filed. When Shein faced U.S. congressional scrutiny in 2023 over supply chain transparency, the company couldn't produce documentation confirming where specific products were manufactured or what safety testing had been done. That gap means nobody, not the government, not the store, not you, can verify what's in the product before it arrives. The next store is the world's largest retail platform, and the makeup problem there is harder to spot because it hides behind brand names you already trust. Most makeup sold on Amazon comes from third-party sellers. Amazon stores and ships it, but takes no responsibility for what's inside. In 2020, the U.S. Government Accountability Office purchased 47 products from Amazon's third-party marketplace and found that 20 of them, 43%, were unsafe, mislabeled, or counterfeit. Counterfeit cosmetics intercepted from Amazon fulfillment-bound shipments have been found containing human feces, bacteria, arsenic, lead, and beryllium. In 2018, U.S. Customs seized over 10,000 counterfeit cosmetic units in one operation, all convincingly packaged as MAC, Urban Decay, and Kylie cosmetic products. Buyers had no way to tell the difference from the listing. The next store operates through physical retail locations with a customer base that is almost entirely children, and it has a paper trail of contamination that is both specific and damning. Between 2017 and 2019, Claire's recalled makeup products 11 times for asbestos contamination. The contamination came from talc sourced from suppliers who weren't testing adequately to separate it from naturally occurring asbestos in the same deposits. The FDA found asbestos in Claire's Just Shine Shimmer Powder after a Rhode Island TV station commissioned independent lab testing and published the results. More testing found contamination in different product lines. Rhode Island filed a lawsuit in 2019 alleging Claire's continued selling potentially contaminated products while the recall process was still running. Claire's primary customer is girls aged 8 to 14. Eyeshadow powder becomes airborne when applied with a brush. In the contaminated products, the cloud contained asbestos fibers. The next store positions itself much higher up the market, which is exactly why the problems there are so much harder for customers to see coming. Ulta is the largest beauty retail chain in the U.S. with over 1,300 locations. The extent of stock and the mix of prestige and drugstore brands creates a strong impression of curation and oversight. A 2021 class action lawsuit tested that impression. Former Ulta employees provided testimony and photographs alleging the company was repackaging returned cosmetics and placing them back on shelves as new. Returned mascaras carry bacteria from the previous customer's eye area. Returned lip products can transmit herpes simplex and other pathogens. Returned foundations handled by multiple people before being repackaged present contamination risks that have no place in a product sold sealed and new. Ulta settled the lawsuit and officially ended the practice, but released no public audit of how many products were resold or across how many locations. The next store operates in the premium segment, has $1.2 million legal settlement on its record, and sells its own house brand products containing ingredients it removes from formulas in stricter markets. In 2020, Sephora settled a lawsuit with the state of California for $1.2 million after violating Proposition 65. Which requires businesses to warn consumers about significant exposures to chemicals that cause cancer or reproductive harm. The settlement covered products sold without adequate chemical exposure warnings. A separate 2021 investigation documented Sephora locations stocking products past their manufacturer-recommended shelf life. Expired mascara is a specific risk. The wet, warm environment inside the tube allows bacteria to accumulate rapidly after the preservative system starts breaking down. Eye infections and contact dermatitis from expired eye products are well documented in dermatology literature. Sephora's own house line contains formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, synthetic fragrance with undisclosed compounds, and parabens restricted in EU cosmetics, sold under the retailer's own brand name at prices that communicate premium quality. The prestigious environment and the staff in black uniforms create a strong assumption that products here are held to a higher standard. California's Attorney General established in court that the assumption has a gap. The store at number 2 targets budget shoppers with a supply chain that makes safety verification structurally impossible, and it's one of the fastest-growing beauty destinations in the UK. Primark's beauty line is expanding rapidly and now one of the most visible budget cosmetic ranges in UK retail. The products are priced at points that make the economics of thorough safety testing difficult to justify at a manufacturing level. In 2017, Which magazine tested budget cosmetics available in the UK and found products containing chromium, nickel, and beryllium, heavy metals with no safe exposure level in cosmetics under EU guidance. Chromium in its hexavalent form is a classified human carcinogen. Nickel is the leading cause of allergic contact dermatitis in Europe. Beryllium is linked to lung disease and cancer. Primark doesn't publish third-party safety testing data for PS Beauty. PS Beauty is marketed directly at teenagers through trend-led social media content. The same demographic most drawn in by low prices is the one most likely to apply these products daily for years, which is exactly when long-term heavy metal accumulation becomes a health concern. Primark has no online store, which means there's no purchase history for customers to reference if a product from a specific batch is later flagged. Once it's bought and used, there's no trail. The store at number 1 has a formal FDA warning letter on public record, a specific finding of asbestos in products on their shelves, and a price model that makes it structurally likely to keep happening. In 2019, the FDA sent an official warning letter to Dollar Tree after testing found tremolite asbestos in eyeshadow and contour palette products sold in their stores. The FDA doesn't issue warning letters as a precaution. By the time one is sent, there is documented evidence of a specific safety violation. Dollar Tree disputed the findings and conducted internal testing. Its claims showed different results. The company pulled the specific flagged products but issued no formal recall and sent no notification to customers who already purchased the items. The FDA's finding remained on the public record. The single-price business model at Dollar Tree and Poundland structurally requires sourcing from the lowest cost available manufacturers. Cosmetic products at $1 or £1 are manufactured at margins that leave no realistic budget for rigorous third-party safety testing or verified ingredient sourcing. The two requirements, extremely low price and responsible cosmetic manufacturing, are in direct financial conflict, and the price always wins. Both stores regularly stock beauty products from brands with no verifiable company address, no accessible safety documentation, and no traceable supply chain. These products enter the store, reach the shelf, and get applied to people's faces without a single independent safety check at any stage. The FDA inspects less than 1% of imported cosmetics at the border. The UK's OPSS has seen inspection sampling fall 79% in recent years by their own figures. That enforcement gap is exactly what makes a $1 eyeshadow with asbestos contamination possible, and exactly why Dollar Tree and Poundland are number 1. Make sure to look at what you're buying before you buy it. Drop a comment if any of these brands surprised you, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.